Hey, freaks and ghouls, slashers and psychopaths, scaredy cats and scaredy dogs. I'm your horror host with the motherfucking most, the headless Glen, and welcome to Graveyard Grumblings, where I talk about whatever the fuck I want. This video is dedicated to my fellow Steve, that being Gews, the trash-talking, server-clearing buddy of mine, who inspired me to make this video with all his talks of the overwhelming power of the Doomslayer. Now, long ago, when I was still living, there was talk of Doomguy versus Master Chief, and it was thought to be actually debatable. But then, Doom 2018 and Doom Eternal came out, and all was thought lost for our little soldier. But, never fear, I've found a way to get the Chief to the Slayer's level of power, or at least the low ends. That is through a game I was raised on, one that I still play off and on to this day. A game a lot of people don't think about when it comes to power scaling, that being HeroClix, the collectible miniatures game. Now, HeroClix is mainly known for its Marvel and DC sets, and while they are the majority, one set that came out was for the 10th anniversary of Halo, and that featured Master Chief and his abilities extensively. And by using the Golden Age rules, everything can be used together, and thus, Master Chief can use the flavor text and background information of other characters to scale him properly. And man, does it get crazy. For scaling in HeroClix, I generally consider two things, that being the damage value, aka how much damage a figure can deal, plus the point value, which a higher point value or lower point value depends on how useful the character is seen as being. So it's a general rule of thumb that when these two are put together, that if a character matches or surpasses these values on another figure, they should scale to being as powerful or more powerful than that piece. While this isn't always the case, at least for this scale, because in the end scaling is based on interpretation, that is the parameters that we will be going with. Starting with the lowest feats and scaling up to the highest ones, Master Chief is, at his peak, 159 points, and surpasses the following. Fenris Ulf is stated to be able to swallow both the moon and the sun, starting Chief off at already star level, and that is just for the first figure. He has surpassed Base Surtur, aka not Ragnarok Surtur, who is stated to have destroyed Beta Ray Bill's galaxy. As expected, Chief jumps up to a higher tier, and he still has many more jumps to cover. He scales above Red Skull with the Cosmic Cube, who is able to fully alter reality, getting him to Universal, with Necron also being Universal, by being able to absorb the realm of the living into the realm of the dead. Then we get into a large portion of feats, which are around Universal Plus, aka 4th Dimensional. Chief scales to the Time Trapper, who can manipulate timelines, Weakened Infinity, who can still manipulate space-time and bend space, the Flash, who is using the extra-dimensional Speed Force, Aztec, who can manipulate and use his 4th dimensional power, and finally, Supernova, who can battle a threat larger than the universe. Now we get into the real spicy stuff, with Chief scaling above Weakened Eternity, who still possesses the statement of being the embodiment of the multiverse, meaning Chief scaling to him would get around the multiversal ranges, which, even while lowballed, would still be low multiversal. The Flash, while he did die, was able to destroy a weapon that could destroy the DC multiverse, which is confirmed to be infinite, getting our boy to infinite multiversal if you buy the weapon scaling to this level. But, once again, that's not all, with Chief scaling to both versions of Mixie, who, while he is restrained, should still be 5th dimensional in terms of his being, and Master Chief is able to knock him out. This would get our final end for HeroClix Master Chief to about 5th dimensional or low multiversal as he scales above Mixie, again who is stated to be a 5th dimensional being. As for speed, it is far easier, as characters can basically all react to each other and tag each other no matter their speed, with even characters with massive movement speed advantages still being able to be dodged and tagged by characters basically regardless of their movement speed. This would include characters like Silver Surfer and Living Laser, who are stated to be able to move at the speed of light, with there being characters even higher than that, like Airwalker being able to move faster than light, and the Flashes having a feat that can be calculated to massively faster than light. But their combat speeds are far higher than finite speeds. Characters can combat Spider-Man, who has the ability to stop time, which would be inaccessible speed. But higher than that, we have many, many, many characters who scale to being fast enough to move through time. From Flash to Silver Surfer, different one from the light speed scaling. Reverse Flash, characters like Kronos, Metron, etc., etc. And these characters can attack at these speeds, and yet they're still reacted to. Meaning while Master Chief can't travel through time, as he can't move at these speeds, he can react to characters and tag characters that move at the speed. Meaning, at least where it counts, Chief has a measurable speed. For abilities, I will be only covering what is integral to him normally, so I won't be including his technology or his feat cards, as I will do those in separate videos. And I will be limiting this to only his really notable abilities. For starters, do any of y'all know of the narrative argument that Master Chief is super lucky? Well, that argument is actually canon in HeroClix, as he has the ability I Make My Own Luck, which actually grants the Chief the ability probability control, but only in regards to himself. Basically, at least where game mechanics are concerned, it allows Chief to be more likely to hit an opponent rather than missing. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. As lore-wise, this just means he can manipulate his own probability, similar to other characters who have probability manipulation. But instead of being able to manipulate others' probability, it's only himself, which is still kinda cracked. With Survivor, Tactical Advantage, and Best Tactics and Dirty Tricks, Master Chief gains the broken ability of Outwit. Outwit, for lack of a better term, is basically power nullification, which can affect, but is not limited to, nullifying other people's outwit. Outwitting people's ability to move through time and affect time, nullifying the ability to steal energy or harvest souls, nullifying mind manipulation and memory manipulation, as well as being able to nullify fifth dimensional power, which includes existence erasure and possibly manipulation. With adaptive tactics and just getting warmed up, the Chief has the access to the ability Perplex, which is statistic alteration, being able to amplify his own speed, attack, defense, or damage, or he can lessen the opponent's speed, attack, damage, or defense. And these are just some of the abilities he has without gear. With gear, it gets even more crazy, and there's a lot of things he has, so I'll have to cover all that in a separate video. While this may not get to the outerversal ranges of power you can highball the Slayer to, though there are arguments I could think of to get him this high, such as comic scaling, Master Chief can arguably match low-end Doomguy with what I've presented, and should be a threat with just the limited powers I have presented. And I haven't even gone over feat cards, which include the Lazarus Pit, which can resurrect him, or the Book of Destiny, which can turn off other people's power nullification or probability manipulation. I didn't go over relics, which include the Gem of Sidorak, which can increase his stats. I didn't cover resources, which include the Infinity Gauntlet and the Phoenix Force, which both have tons of abilities. And I didn't cover items, which include things like the Emotional Modifier, which can manipulate a target's emotions and their mind. So, Chief is actually pretty cracked when you go into everything he has, but even in base, without all of his technology and whatever, he's still a force to be reckoned with. And I believe can challenge the Doomslayer. And while he might not win, he still has a chance. With all that said, stay frosty, you fucks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you want more. I plan on covering more HeroClix stuff. And if you like how broken HeroClix can actually be, I think you'll be in for a treat.